What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, and welcome back to the channel. So I hope everybody's having an awesome day. And today I have the second wave of the Hasbro Star Wars Retro Collection. This is the second wave, all right here. There are 6 figures that are released right now, and right now I believe the hottest one is going to be that Boba Fett. I mean, I think that guy right there is going to be the one that everybody's going to want. But as you can see, you know, in front of you, the card back is you know, it pays homage to the way these action figures were released back in the day. And of course, you know, I'll show you one by one. Right now I just have them up, but one thing that I did notice right off the bat, besides it being the you know, Empire Strikes Back saga, is that the retro sticker is a little bit different, and it does have an additional language. I believe the previous wave did have 2 languages. And then of course on the back of the card, not really too much of a difference. One thing I have noticed is that they did add an additional language, and then they didn't do a picture like they did with their first wave where they had all the 6 figures. They didn't add a picture, they just have the list of the figures that are being released in this wave. So let me just go in order, and I'll show you the card back, and I'll show you the card back before we go into the action figure. So I do have a second set. So the first one right here, of course, this is you know, Luke Skywalker in his Best Ben outfit. So you know, he's got the kind of khaki color outfit there. He's got a blaster, and then he's got the yellow lightsaber there. And of course, you know, this is the way it was released back in the day, and I want to say like the late 70s, probably early 80s is when the Empire Strikes Back toy line started to release. So everything's pretty cool. They are still doing this kind of like old, you know, weathering around the card back. And of course this is still a retro sticker, and of course the back is still the same. So there is Luke right there. Next I have Yoda here, and of course this is another really awesome figure right here. And this is, of course, they went with the original kind of like the orange snake, and then I want to say like the light brown cane there. So they, you know, they didn't go crazy with the variants like with the Luke. They stuck with the blonde hair there, so they didn't go with like the brown or an orange hair. And the back, of course, is the same. So there is Yoda there. Next we have Han Solo in his hot outfit, and so there he is right there. And of course he does come with the blaster, so really cool. And then of course, just like back in the day, there's the card back right there. Really cool. Next one, of course, we got Princess Leia, and again in the hot outfit there, and she does have her blaster, so there she goes. And of course there's a card back, really nice, and the back is the same like I said. Next, you know, we got Lando, and I'm surprised they didn't do the you know, the smiling version with the yellow, or with not the yellow but the white teeth. So they didn't do that. They just stuck with the kind of like your more common Lando Calrissian figure there. And then of course there's Lando, and then he's got his blaster. And then of course the one I'm telling you right now, everybody's gonna be looking for this guy, is the Boba Fett right there. Really cool. So they did go more with a darker brown belt. I don't see any crazy variants. His knee is painted, so this is pretty much your standard kind of like your Hong Kong version. So really cool, really nice. And of course there's a card back just how he was released back in the day. So there they are. Those are the 6 figures. I'm gonna go ahead, open them up, and so that way we could take a closer look at these action figures. Alright guys, so there they are out of the package. I got them all out, and so I'm just gonna go in order again. I'm gonna start with Luke right here. And with this guy right off the bat, I noticed my figure does have a couple little errors. There's a little extra paint there, and then on his arm there is a little bit of paint, and then he does have kind of somewhat of a wonky eye there, but not a big deal. Of course, what's another interesting thing about these figures is that when I came over to the country of origin for this figure, it does have Vietnam, and I believe the first wave were all China, so that's kind of interesting. Now at the bottom here at the foot, you do have that colored stamp, that number there, and I'm guessing that, you know, Hasbro's doing that to deter people from trying to sell these as vintage. So there's one thing. Now another problem that I had with the first wave is that they weren't able to hold their accessories, and it was really annoying. But here you can see that Luke actually could hold his lightsaber, not I mean, this is the only hand he could hold it with, so he's gonna have to hold it with his left. And then of course on his right hand he could hold his blaster, not super snug, but he actually holds it and it's not too bad, so it doesn't look terrible. So that is a nice improvement. And so I've noticed that all these figures, as you can see, they're all actually holding accessories, and the first wave, that was a huge problem. They were not able to hold their weapons, and I didn't really mention that in that video the last time I did it, but just to let you guys know. So next is Yoda here, and really nice. The cloth is really done nicely. He's got his belt there, and of course he does have his cane. Again, he could only hold it with his left hand there, and then of course he's got the orange snake there, and then he has the I want to say those are brown reddish eyes, but yeah, so he does have that nice, you know, light green color. And again, he probably has, yep, there he goes. So there's the color stamp on him that way. And I believe, let me see if I could see what's his country of origin on this guy, if he actually has it. And so yeah, he actually does, and it's Vietnam. So I'm guessing that all these guys are gonna be you know, Vietnam country of origin. So the next one's here is Han Solo in his tough outfit, so really nicely done. I don't see any paint errors with this guy, so it is really nicely done. Again, going to his country of origin, he does have Vietnam. It's a little bit painted over, but you can still see it. And of course at the bottom he does have that nice number there. And again, like, this guy can actually hold his blaster, it's not a big deal. Of course the other hand he can't, because it's more of a you know, it's just kind of solid there, so you can't really put the blaster there. But he can hold it with his other hand, so that is really nice there. So really cool. So far so good. Next we got Princess Leia, and again, you know, this time she could hold it with her right hand, and it fits really nice. So, you know, it's not the straightest, but she can actually hold it, so it's not too bad. And of course she has the dark brown hair, so really cool. No paint errors on this one. Now her country of origin stamp is huge. Like, look at the size of that. That is huge, so that's pretty interesting. It just says made in Vietnam, and then there's a big old 2020, so that is crazy. So I wonder if there's any variants out there. And of course she has a small number stamp at the bottom, so really cool. So that is interesting that she has that huge country of origin stamp. Alright, so going to Lando here. So Lando's done really nice. He does have that nice vinyl cape. Again, he is able to hold, I think Lando holds his blaster a little bit better. So look at that, that's really good. Again, he probably gonna have the same thing here. So man, these guys are super stiff, which is really nice. And of course he does have that Vietnam 2020 LFL, and again he does have that nice color stamp there. But this guy is done really nice, really good, no mistakes there. I mean, the face is done really nice, just like the original. Now of course my all-time favorite character here, Boba Fett. Really good. I believe with the brown belt, this is somewhat of a Hong Kong variant that they're going with. Again, he can hold his blaster, so that is really nice, and they fixed that, so that is good. He does have the number stamp at the bottom, and then of course, just like the Kenner figures, he does have his country of origin, and it does say Vietnam. So very interesting, and of course the rocket's really tight in there, but very interesting. Now size wise, I did bring out my graded Kenner one. This is a Taiwan country of origin Taiwan loose Boba Fett, and this is a 1979 Kenner Star Wars Boba Fett, and you got an 85 plus score. So I wanted to kind of compare, because I don't have any more loose ones, but to kind of compare size wise, if these guys were still kind of you know, shorter. And you know, it's kind of hard to tell because this guy's in the case, but I think they're almost the exact same height. Now if I had more loose of these guys, you know, this line right here, then I would totally compare them like I did last year, but I don't. So it's kind of hard, but I believe these guys are actually coming in a little bit more closer to the size than last wave. So I wonder if that's, you know, another reason of if that's, you know, from them going to a factory in Vietnam than China. So that's pretty interesting. But overall, I think it's definitely an improvement from last year. Like I said, last year it was kind of a little bit of a mess, you know. They were a little bit shorter and they couldn't hold the accessories. So now they can hold their accessories, which is a huge improvement. And you know what, they might be the actual size of the original Kenner, so that's really awesome. If I do find like more loose Kenner action figures, I'll probably try to compare them and then see like if it is. But overall, really good. They're doing some good improvements. Too bad they're only doing, I don't know if this is going to be the trend or they're just going to do 6 figures per each saga. I wish they would do more, but who knows, maybe once they're done with the Return of the Jedi, they might go back to A New Hope and then, you know, release more figures from that line. That would be really awesome. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just want to share that with you guys. Thank you for support, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video.